YouTube. So today I wanted to talk to you guys about what a registered dietitian is and the difference between a registered dietitian and a nutritionist and why it's important to know the difference. So many people often interchange the terms dietitian and nutritionist, but that's actually a mistake because there is a huge difference and nobody can claim themselves to be a dietitian unless they undergo all the requirements and qualifications that's mandated by the government in order to call yourself a registered dietitian. To start, a nutritionist is somebody who may study nutrition. They may have gotten a bachelor's degree in nutrition or a nutrition related field, work in a nutrition focused job, so they call themselves a nutritionist, but they didn't undergo all of the qualifications required by the government in order to have those initials at the end of their name, RD. The biggest difference between the nutritionists and the dietitians is the legal restrictions that each title carries. So a nutritionist cannot claim themselves to be a dietitian because they can get in trouble by the law and by the government, whereas a dietitian is a nutritionist, so they can call themselves a nutritionist, but they're nutritionists that become registered with the Commission on Dietetic Registration, the CDR, and that's what enables them to use those initials RDN at the end of their name, in addition to some other training and education, which I'll get into in a second. So to start with the dietitian aspect of it, the dietitian is licensed to provide health information and education in the field of food and nutrition because we are considered experts in the field based on all of our training. Dietitians are required to complete a formal education program that is 4 years long, so it can be a bachelor's, but sometimes it can also be a master's degree depending if you had a previous 4-year degree and you kind of just wanted to get into nutrition as a second career and wanted to be a dietitian, so you can do that as well. Sometimes that often transfers as a master's for 4 years, but regardless, it needs to be a 4-year degree, and the program has to cover subjects in biochemistry, microbiology, sociology, food and nutrition sciences, food service management courses, anatomy and physiology. So there is a lot involved, and it is very science and math based, this career. And also the 4-year degree that is required is the first step to become a registered dietitian. The program, whatever school you go to, has to be approved by the Dietetics Accreditation Council for Education in Nutrition and Dietetics, which is called ASEN. And so that is a requirement as well. So it has to meet specific criteria, just as a bachelor's, as a 4-year program, as the first step before all the other stuff that comes into play. After you get a 4-year degree, the next step is a dietetic internship. Now these internships are extremely competitive, and every year they get more competitive. It's really important that during college you keep a high GPA greater than 3.0 in order to be eligible to even get into an internship, because if a dietitian truly is your passion and what you want to do as a career, you need to get that internship, and they won't even look at you if your grades are very low, because they have high standards for people who want to be dietitians, because we are going to be giving advice into the world of how people should be living their lives to create a healthier, more balanced life. And if you're not really passing the classes, why would they trust you to give that information to other people? And now in these internships, there is a requirement as well. So there's a minimum of 900 hours that needs to be supervised practice in the areas of community nutrition, clinical nutrition, and food service management. So in these dietetic internships, there's a lot of hands-on experience where you work one-on-one with the patients to really get a chance to hone in on your nutritional skills, everything you learned in college, and all the education that you learn through other dietitians that you're supervised with, and doctors and nurses, and you kind of get the whole feel, but you are in there with the patient getting that hands-on experience, which is crucial because regular nutritionists who are not part of this dietetic program do not have that experience, which is truly what sets them apart from registered dietitians. Also, as part of internships, every internship is different, but For the most part, most of them have additional projects as well as just seeing patients and charting on patients. You may have to do case studies additionally and papers, projects, go out into the community for certain things. It's very different and it depends on the internship, but they all do meet a certain criteria, so everybody will be eligible in order to take the Registered Dietitian exam. But it might be slightly different depending on whatever internship you're in. After you complete your dietetic internship, which could be, 9 months to about a year, some more, some less, depends on what you do. These are paid internships, so you have to pay for them yourself, and they can get very pricey. Mine was over $10,000, so we do put a lot, people who are interested in nutrition and want to become a dietitian, we do put a lot of our own money in order to get this credential, because there's the schooling, then there's the money for the internship, and then money for the test. So it's important that you know these things that dietitians have to do in order to get this credential, because that's what makes them so much more accredited and credible to you, so you can take what we're saying seriously, and that it does have a lot of education, training, and research behind it. So after the internship, you have to pass a national exam. It's standardized, and it's about 2.5 hours, 125 to 150 to maybe even 200 questions, depending on how you're doing throughout the exam. But you do have to take that test, and once you pass, you are technically a registered dietitian. You could take the initials RD or RDN for Registered Dietitian Nutritionist, and then you are able to go out into the world as a registered dietitian and apply for jobs and things like that. And you can apply for jobs in any kind of field related to nutrition whatsoever. It's literally endless, the possibilities. I hope you guys get a little bit better understanding of what a registered dietitian is and the difference between a regular nutritionist, who could be any standard Joe. Nutrition in today's world is so confusing already, so it's really important that if you do want to change your life and get good, accurate information, that you seek out a registered dietitian, because as I just talked to you guys about, we have the extensive training background and we are certified by the government to give this information to you guys. So it's really a no-brainer. You really want to get a registered dietitian. So I just wanted to let you guys know that. And real quick before I go, I did also, because I forgot to mention it, but we as dietitians also need to continually educate ourselves through continuing education credits, and this is a requirement of 75 hours of credits over 5 years. So every 5 years we need to have additional 75 credits of reading articles, going to seminars, things like that, to make sure that our nutrition is being kept up to date with the most recent research and evidence-based practice, so we are providing the best information for you guys. So I definitely wanted to put that in there too, because I forgot to mention that. So those are the requirements to become a registered dietitian, guys. So if anybody is interested in becoming a dietitian, it is a long road. Like I have known I've wanted to be an RD since high school, so I put myself on the right path by doing everything kind of sequentially, right in the right track. But it's never too late to start, and if you are interested, please feel free to email me any questions you have. I will also, at the very end of this video, put a list of everything that I did in all my rotations of my internship, so you get an idea of the kind of training and experience that I got when I was in each of the rotations, the clinical, food service, and community. So a little bit about the things that I was interested in and kind of got into, and if you have any questions about those things that I've done too, then you can ask me that as well. So I will just put that in a list at the end of the video. I will see you guys in the next video, so make sure that you comment, like, and subscribe to my channel, and make sure you share my channel with a friend, because the more the merrier, guys.